Welcome back to the Third Man's Cricket Show. I am Parth Rathore, and we are officially going to kickstart the World Test Championship final, the biggest, the mega event, the ultimate test between India and New Zealand. Unfortunate that we had a washed out day yesterday, but day two will be the start of this epic encounter. Let's welcome our analysts on the panel today. We have Omkar Acharya and Vignesh with us. But before starting, yesterday night, late at night, we received a very shocking news. Uh, India's one of India's biggest athlete and one of India's biggest Olympian, Captain Milkha Singh, the Flying Sikh, as we all know him, has passed away due to COVID problems, and we really hope that his soul finds peace. May his soul rest in peace. And it's a big loss for India. He was 91 years of age, the only person to win a gold medal in 400 meters in both Commonwealth and Asian Games. India's biggest Olympian, and it's a big loss for India. But coming back to our game, the news from the center is that New Zealand have won the toss and they have opted to bowl first, which means the Indian side will go on to bat first. Omkar, I'll come first to you. What do you think about the toss that has just happened between Virat Kohli and Kate Williamson? What are your views?
See, looking at the toss, I guess yesterday it was a whole day was raining, so Kane Williamson took the advantage that the pitch will be a bit damp. So as they have a very good bowling lineup, so he should take the advantage of the bowling conditions. As we all know, England weather is unpredictable. It can be a brighter sunny day at a certain point of time, and also it can be an overcast conditions within 10 minutes. So I guess Kane Williamson took that advantage really well, and winning a toss in the final is a very crucial for the benefit of the team as well as he can put the pressure on the opposition.
Definitely. And Vignesh, coming to you, do you agree to what Omkar says, or do you have some other opinion?
I think although there is advantage for New Zealand, but India also have an advantage side because India are playing two spinners here. So I think the third or fourth or maybe the fifth day will be really helpful for the Indian players, and spin will be really useful in the fourth and fifth day as the pitch is used more. So I think
Uh,
India will have that advantage.
yes, definitely the spin will come into hand, but what if the sun doesn't shine? Will it hamper the spinners, Vignesh?
I don't. I think they have more left-handers and we have really powerful spinners. Like they are in the top of the world. Like both Jadeja is with both bat and ball, as well as Ravi Ashwin who can bowl really good with the left-handers. We have seen him versus Cook. Cook is such a legend, but he has mastered him. That's what we should say. So I think definitely with Henry Nichols and few other left-handers like Conway and Latham also, I think Ashwin and Jadeja can dominate both of them because we have a variety of left-hand and right-hand spinners.
Definitely. And Omkar, what do you think? If the sun doesn't shine, will it hamper the spinners, or is the pace attack gonna be really strong for both the sides?
I guess the rains coming into part, it will be very crucial for the both the sides to for the pieces as well. But we can say that New Zealand has only one spinner, and in this venue, especially at Southampton, we all know that how spin plays a crucial role. We have seen Moeen Ali earlier playing on this ground and picking some four or 5 wicket hauls as well. Also, we can say that we have two good spinners who can bat as well, so it will be a slight advantage for us. As winning the toss, they chose to bowl first, and also we all know that how fourth innings chase in England is very difficult when the target is above 180, 190, or it's approx to 200, 250. So I hope that our openers do well in the first innings itself, so that we can get on the game upper hand from the first innings itself, and so that we can restrict them to a decent total and win the Test championship.
And as we were talking about the bowling lineup, a big news that I'm getting from the center is that New Zealand are not going with the spinner. Ajas Patel is not in the playing 11. Colin de Grandhomme, along with the four frontline seamers, is being added to the New Zealand side. So no spinner for New Zealand. Is this a gamble? Of course, this is a gamble, but we saw recently what happened in the England versus New Zealand Test series. when England missed the trick with a spinner in both the test matches. So Vignesh, how do you think this is gonna pan out for the New Zealand side? They are not going in with a spinner.
I think there are two different sides. Like New Zealand don't have a spinner, and we have two spinners. So I think there is a big confusion, and maybe they have a strategy for it. But because D. Grandhome has bowled really well against India, he can swing the ball. He has trouble Virat Kohli also at times. So with that strategy, they would have gone because Indian players play spin really well. They in our subcontinent they could play really well, but I think they are going with an extra batting option because Ajaz Patel is not a person who can give you good batting depth. But I think they should have gone with at least one spinner because we can't believe Kane Williamson because he is not their go-to bowler. I think there is slightly difference, but we should see how they are playing now.
I mean, see, if you ask me, of course, Joe Root was a part-time spinner for England, but I don't see Kane Williamson even as a part-time bowler. Yes, he does come in handy with a couple of overs with the ball, but clearly don't see him as even a part-time bowler. But Omkar, what do you think about New Zealand's decision of not bringing in Ajaz Patel or any particular spinner in the playing 11?
I guess they have made a gamble because, like, it's not a gamble; it's a chance. We can say that, like it was. There are the rain is expected in all the on all 5 days. Yesterday it was a washout day, so the fifth day unofficially it remains the reserve day, which we have on 23rd of June. So I guess it will be very crucial for them. But I don't think so that they will rely only on the spinner. They have a pretty strong bowling lineup. All know that Trent Bolt, Neil Wagner, Team Saudi, and even they have added the Grand Dome. So the Grand Dome can be used as a hitter as well. So like when you need quick runs, the Grand Dome can give you some quick fires like 40 balls 50, and also he can be a handy with the ball as well.
Definitely, and of course, as Vignesh had rightly mentioned, that they might be going for the batting depth. They need, you even have Kyle Jamieson. Of course, you have a good batting strength till PJ Watling is there at number six or number five, number six. Then again, you have Kyle Jamieson comes in. Then now you are even adding a Colin de Grandhomme. So yes, as both of you rightly pointed out that yes, Colin de Grandhomme can give that boost up in the batting lineup, and I can see a lot of comments on the chat about talking about Virat Kohli not winning tosses. Of course, Virat Kohli has a great record of losing tosses, but at the same time, he has a great record of winning test matches as well. But tell me one thing, both of you, do you think that toss really is gonna pan out a major factor into this test match? Vignesh, you go first.
Yeah, I think the toss was really crucial for New Zealand because I think with the toss and I actually believe that they should bowl. And with that bowling, I don't think a spinner will be useful in the first day. Like today's the second day, but after rain and stuff, I don't think they wanted to have a spinner in the first day. They did not Ajaz Patel to be in the 11. But we can see that he can be crucial maybe in the fourth or fifth day. But now he won't be much of a use. So they are taking a risk here, but they are believing in Colin de Grandhomme. And I think, yeah, as we already mentioned about the batting depth and everything, I think they believed in the toss and they wanted, if they won the toss, they wanted to field first. And for that purpose, they made a change in their playing 11. So I believe that was a pure strategical change there.
Very right. And Omkar, before coming to you, I would just like to inform our viewers there was a lot of rift of opinions that whether India should change their playing 11 or should they not change their playing 11. Well, the news is that India has gone with the same 11 that they had submitted before the match. It's the same 11 players. India will be going with three fast bowlers, that is Mohammad Shami, Jasprit Bumrah, Ishant Sharma, and our two veteran spinners. And as far as the New Zealand side is concerned, let me just read out their playing 11. It is Tom Latham, Devon Conway, who had just made his debut in against England, Kane Williamson, Ross Taylor, Henry Nichols, BJ Watling, Colin de Grandhomme, and then comes their four lethal frontline seamers that are Kyle Jamieson, Neil Wagner, Tim Southey, and Trent Bolt. But Omkar, we saw Matt Henry perform really well in the second Test match against England. Do you think that Matt Henry could have been fitted into the playing 11 instead of maybe Neil Wagner, because we didn't see Neil Wagner much into rhythm when he was bowling in the second match, in both the matches. So, do you think Matt Henry should have been included, or are you happy with the playing 11, the fast bowling attack that New Zealand are going with?
As an Indian fan, how can I be happy with the opposition's playing opposition fast bowlers as well? So, but being a cricket fan, I'll say that they have a pretty good bowling lineup. As we all saw that Neil Wagner was not able to bowl, but because of him, Devon Conway was able to score his double hundred in his debut match. So Neil Wagner can bat as well, and even Jamieson. If there was a question to add Jamieson or Matt Henry, any one of them, Jamieson can swing the ball both the ways, and also he can bat as well. We have seen in last year's New Zealand series, which we lost. It was a away tour for us, and also we saw him bat in the RCB team as well. When he got a few balls, he scored some quick fire runs like 8 balls 15 or 4 balls 10, like a pinch hitting which is required in the last over. So I guess it will be very crucial for them because we all know that tailenders can tailenders of overseas countries bat really well as compared to the Indian tailenders. Like well, the last tailender which had batted, I guess it was like Bhuvneshwar Kumar, but he's not there today. So it will be very crucial for us to get the wickets of the tailenders as well.
Rightly mentioned there about Bhuvneshwar Kumar, in the series in 2014, and even in 2014 series, Bhuvneshwar Kumar was really helpful when we toured England. And Rishi over here asks, will India miss a bowling all-rounder in Shardul Thakur? Yes, Shardul Thakur has the ability to swing the ball, and especially now when the conditions are overcast. Of course, we are batting first, but Vignesh, do you think that India should have added a swinging bowler, or are you happy with our pace attack?
Yeah, I am already like so happy about the pace attack because the all the three of them are very experienced, whereas Shardul Thakur or maybe even Mohammad Siraj, who bowled really well in the practice match, both of them are not experienced in England and they do not know the conditions really well. And Ishan Sharma has played like 2 to 3 series in England. He has played from maybe from 2014 or even before he has gone there. So he has played really well, and Mohammad Shami and Bumrah, all of them have a really good experience there. So I believe with Jadeja also having experience and with two spinners, it will be really helpful and useful for India to have a. I don't see Shardul Thakur in the playing 11 with already packed players. Yeah.
Definitely. And so Zeref asks over here, does India really need two spinners? Considering New Zealand have gone with none. Omkar, what are your views?
See, we announced our playing 11 on the eve of the World Test Championship final after the press conference which was held. So I guess New Zealand were waiting for the advantage, like if it rains or so that we can add one spinner, or we cannot add one spinner. We'll play with our all the four pieces with the bowling attack and also add the random. So actually now it's very confusing for me. Like we have two spinners and they have don't. So let's see who wins the battle. It's Williamson or Virat Kohli.
In my opinion, also it's both the teams have taken that gamble. India with two spinners, New Zealand with none. But Vignesh, you definitely mentioned at the start that day four, most probably day four, day three, day four, there we will see spin on the Rose Bowls pitch. So how handy is gonna be both Ashwin and Jadeja's partnership? As of course we are batting first, and Omkar rightly mentioned that chasing in the batting in the fourth innings is really difficult when it comes to English pitches. So how crucial is that bowling partnership of Ashwin Jadeja if at all spin comes handy towards the later stages of the match?
I think New Zealand are really keen to bowl out India today or maybe the first session of tomorrow. They want to do that, but with the bowling we have and the experience we have, I think Ashwin will be really handy because of the left-handers they have. They have the Conway. They have really good batsmen because they have really like Henry Nichols who has batted really well. They have that solid attack. So I think there should be a spin attack to defend them, to try to attack them and make them suffer for that, for a wicket or something. And then Jadeja or even the fast bowlers can do the rest of the stuff. So a wicket taking option will be Ashwin, and maybe to rotate the strike and everything, to rotate the overs, I think Jadeja will be really useful because he does not give you more space. He just bowls his over really quick and within seconds he finishes his over. So with the tight length and line, I think bowling is really crucial for India, and we have really good experienced bowlers there, unlike New Zealand. So I believe India can do really well even when the conditions are not favorable for them.
Definitely, and I am seeing Sachit commenting over here. Matt Henry deserves a spot in the team. Man of the match in the last Test match that New Zealand played against England. Well, Sachit, this is completely my opinion. I don't think so. Indian fans should be happy with the inclusion of Matt Henry. We are happy that Matt Henry is sitting out because we know what he has done in the past. But coming to our experts right now, of course, India is batting first, and the conditions are slightly overcast. How crucial is it going to be for our openers? We haven't had a proper opening stand. Of course, Rohit Sharma and Shubman Gill, they did do well when we toured Australia, but even in the series against England, which happened in India, it was a decent opening duo, but not a partnership where they scored 100 plus runs. So how crucial is it going to be for both these batsmen, especially in the first hour of the day? Omkar, you go first.
So it will be very crucial, as we all know that the scenarios in England are like you have dominated the first session, but then in second session anything can happen. Things can change pretty quickly because of the weather conditions as well as the Duke's ball coming into play. So which swings much more than the Kookaburra ball. So I guess a good opening stand will be very crucial for us. Shubman Gill playing his first match in England as an opener, and Rohit Sharma also playing his first match as an opener in England. So it will be very crucial. Rohit Sharma has played just only one game in the past in England. That too he batted in the middle order, I guess number 6. So it will be very crucial for him to take that challenge. But I was surprised that we didn't include Mayank Agarwal or KL Rahul in a 15-man squad as a third opener. Like if anything happens or some injuries happen, who can open in place of Shubman Gill or Rohit Sharma? But we included Hanuma Vihari, but we have not included him in the playing 11. So I thought in place of Hanuma Vihari, we could have added KL Rahul because he has been the most experienced opener among the four openers which we have in our team.
And if I'm not wrong, KL Rahul did perform really good in 2018 when we played again when we toured England. But of course, Rohit Sharma definitely is an experienced player. Yes, he's been playing cricket uh, since 2006, 2007. He's been a part of the international side. So of course, he has good amount of experience, and though he hasn't played that much with the Duke's ball, of course, the amount of experience that he has, he can definitely, that can come very handy for him. But as far as Shubman Gill is concerned, this is the first time he will be playing against the Duke's ball and against such a lethal pace attack. And we have often heard bowlers say how much they love bowling with the Duke's ball. So Vignesh, how big a task it is for Shubman Gill, especially to cement a good total for India.
Yeah, he has played two series, one in Australia and one in India. In Australia, he has played really well, but as far as his batting in India, I think he struggled with Jimmy Anderson, who bowled in the swing balls, the swingers, in swingers, and out swingers. He really struggled versus Jimmy Anderson as well as Stuart Ward, or maybe even different kind of bowlers. So I think Shubman Gill is given a chance. He has given an opportunity. He has been given an opportunity, which is like really important for him to boost his career because India already do not have an extra opener. They believed in Shubman Gill because we know Rohit Sharma is definitely going to be in the top. So they have believed in Shubman Gill, although KL Rahul, we had different options. So with that option being there, he has been trusted. So with that, I think he has to play a really crucial knock. He has to play. He has to play the balls which he has to play, and he has to leave some balls because we know how much important is leaving a ball because the ball swings really hard and it really triggers you to play the shot, but you have to stay calm and composed, which Rohit Sharma has done in the past. So it's time for Shubman Gill as well as the openers to do that.
Definitely, and I can see a lot of comments. People are unhappy with India losing the toss. Everyone is saying that India might struggle. Costu over here says, "Hope Rohit and Gill survive the first session, although it is very unlikely." So lack of faith on our openers by the viewers, but I really hope that our openers really do perform well. But just tell me, both Omkar and Vignesh, this particular tournament that has taken place, the World Test Championship, of course, we will have our first Test champion within 5 days. But how much of a revolution has this tournament brought about for Test cricket as a whole? Omkar, you go first.
See, Test cricket has been I guess, the father of cricket. You can't just replace Test cricket and you can say we are just discontinuing Test cricket. Sometimes in T20, we get bored while watching a low-scoring game. But in the third Sydney Test against Australia, we had to score almost 400 runs, but we decided to draw the match. So it was very interesting and very
We didn't have any other option because both
yeah.
Hanuma Bihari and Ashwin both were injured. But had yeah,
Yeah,
continue, Omkar.
yeah, we had no other option as well. So seeing that, it's very interesting that people are playing for draw just to save the test match. It's very interesting that they are trying to survive on the pitch, not throwing away their wickets and not hitting longer boundaries, which is very crucial. Like in test cricket teaches you all the things. Like you have to be patient, you have to stay calm, you don't have to lose your confidence. You might get beaten with the outswing, but just have to survive there, and then you can go with the flow once you are settled in.
Definitely. And Vignesh, what are your views about how has this particular tournament brought a revolution?
I think it has been inside a team itself because they have been picking different players for their test squads. They are giving chances, and more red ball players are coming in. So the domestic in each country has been developing. The domestic circle, the circuit is really developing. India have tried different players in the last couple of years, and we have found Shubman Gill. He has been in the squad for 2 years, but he has got a chance just now. So I think experimenting and using new players has been really useful in not only for India but even New Zealand. They are playing Devon Conway now because he has not been in the test team, but suddenly he comes into the picture in this England side, and suddenly he scores a double century. There are a lot of options for different teams to think and do some strategical analysis and try to move up with such a good exposure for young teams and young members also.
Definitely, and as our graphics team has displayed the playing 11 of the New Zealand side, here on the screen you can see the playing 11 for our Indian team. Virat Kohli, the captain, Ajinkya Rahane, the vice captain. Then you have Rohit Sharma, Chiteshwar Pujara, Shubman Gill, Rishabh Pant, Ravindra Jadeja, Ravichandran Ashwin, Ishant Sharma, Mohammad Shami, and Jasprit Bumrah. And I would like to recall a very famous quote that Rahul Dravid once said that you don't win or lose the game because of the 11 you select. You win or lose with what those 11 players do on field, and the responsibility now is up to these 11 warriors of our Indian side to bring glory to India. You know, we haven't won an ICC trophy since 2013. Maybe this is the redemption tournament for us. And as you can see, the playing 11 for New Zealand, of course, this playing 11 does seem very lethal. This playing 11 does seem very dangerous, but our Indian team is strong enough to fight them. Omkar, coming to you now, what do you think will happen in the first session? What are your predictions going into the first session of the finals?
See, as we are batting first and it's an overcast condition, so it will be very difficult to survive. So I think so. India should stay calm and mostly play the ball which is coming onto the stumps, leave the outswinging ball. But I think so. It will be around 70 runs. I don't want to lose any wicket, but I think so. One wicket will fall. So 70 for one after session one.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Vignesh, am I?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
on.
Vignesh. What do you think is gonna happen in the first session? What are your predictions?
Yeah, yeah. As far as the wicket is concerned, I think definitely there is going to be a fall of wicket. I predict that. I think that, although I don't want that because we have really good openers, they should play well. That's what every Indian hopes now. But there will be a fall of wicket and maybe runs around maybe 60 to 70. That's what I predict.
Vignesh, I'll tell you, 60-70 run opening partnership. If Rohit Sharma and Shubman Gill are having, Indians will happily take it.
Yeah,
I personally just hope that Indian teams first of all survives the first hour. of the game without losing a wicket. And even I also think that 70 to 80 runs on the board in the first session would be really handy for us. But a lot to discuss. This is the World Test Championship finals. It is the ultimate test. We will be getting our first Test champion really soon. As Sachit over here says, 70 in the first session is nothing less than winning a lottery. Sachit, I would agree, and I think that both our experts will also agree. And it's just 2 minutes. We are just 2 minutes away from starting the match, from the first ball being bowled. Thanks to all our viewers for joining in, and thanks to both our experts. Kindly do join us as soon as the first session ends for the post lunch session. We have a lot to discuss in coming 5 days for this particular game. It's a mega event. Thank you, Vignesh, and thank you, Omkar. And just a gentle word from our side that please stay home and stay safe and get vaccinated as soon as possible. I mean, I personally don't see any point going out of the house when such a big event is going on. But please, everyone, please do take the safety precautions, and we can combat this COVID issue if we stay united. Thank you, viewers. This is Parth Rathore signing off. Thank you.